Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're gonna do Last of Us season 3. Dude, that's
You're
great.
Cavi and Moody all right now.
Okay, we're gonna do Last of Us episode 3. So let's just get straight into it. There's gonna be spoilers in this video, unfortunately. But you wanna start off?
Unfortunately, this episode was about Bill and Frank, and usually when there's like an episode about other characters, I'll be getting kind of mad
Yeah,
because I'm focused on the main story. No, but I would say this episode worked. A lot of people are praising it. This episode had a great love story, and it just happened to be that it was two gay characters. So obviously, when something like that happens, people appreciate the fact that there's some representation going on. And we actually we wanted to talk a little bit about it, about representation in
yeah,
shows and movies, because we don't have a problem with it, of course. The only time that we don't like it is when it feels forced.
yeah.
Because then, if anything, I feel like when you force it, you're being a little bit disrespectful in a way. Because if you're not making such a big deal about there being like a black character or a gay character, you're kind of like telling the audience that they're different. A character, whether black or gay, being in a show, it should be normal because it's just another person. It's just
Exactly.
another human being. So yeah, I'll let you get your thoughts on it before we more talk more about the episode.
No, but yeah, for me, I mean, I totally agree. Especially, we're minorities ourselves. We're Hispanic, so every time we see a Hispanic character in a show or something or in a movie, obviously that's dope for us. We like that. We appreciate that, especially if they're Cuban, because we're Cuban.
Yeah.
But obviously, when it feels forced, like especially what Disney's been doing lately, I really don't like that, bro.
Nah.
Disney has been going crazy with that lately, and I think it's alienating. You know what I'm saying? I know they want to be inclusive, and a lot of things want to be inclusive, but a lot of the times it comes off extremely alienating because it just feels like you're doing it for the sake of doing it, and it's not, and you're not treating these characters like real people.
Hey, you're doing it for publicity
Exactly.
instead of for actually caring about the people. So
Exactly.
like some people do it very wrong. Like Belma, I don't know if you heard about
Yeah,
that.
I heard it was
They
horrible.
went super far of it, and everybody's hating it.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good example of how to do it wrong.
Yeah.
But whatever, let's move on to the actual episode.
This one, I mean, just keeping it a bug, this is one of the best episodes in television history. People are saying that, but like this love story is beautiful. Just like is beautiful to watch. The chemistry between them two is amazing. Shout out to Nick Offerman, and who's the other actor? Sorry, I'm
I'm
blanking on
not
his
sure
name.
about but Frank. But I'm a big fan of Nick Offerman because he was in Parks and Rec, and the character is very similar. He's like somebody that hates the government, that's like tough guy that loves guns and all of that. And like just it even shows at the beginning before he even met the other guy when he was going to Home Depot buying a bunch of stuff, setting up his house like that. That was dope.
That was
right?
dope. That was cool.
And it
I
was cool
appreciated
seeing how like other people reacted to it. He just said, you know what, whatever, I'm just gonna lock myself in this house, protect myself, and that's it. And he had fun seeing like the zombies and everything like die or like whatever they infected. And obviously when he found the guy, it was kind of a twist. The fact that like they ended up being together,
Yeah,
'cause
they didn't expect
in the show, in the video game, they're partners, but they don't really say that they're gay. You can like assume it because what are like how close they were and the words that they use. But it was a twist, and at first you're like, whoa, but then they ended up making it work towards the end. Like it got really emotional how this guy had cancer, and then the other guy like pretty much like killed himself, like committed
Yeah,
suicide,
yeah.
but not in a bad way. It's just because it was like, oh, if you're dead, I don't have any reason of living, which is interesting because in the note that he left Joe, he was talking to him about like before he didn't care about anybody, he didn't care about people dying, but then he saw this guy and like it gave him a new reason to live. And then man, like when he wrote, oh, you gotta protect Tess, and Joe like he had to step out. Like that was the
Yeah.
first time that we saw him like show emotion ever since his daughter died, and that kind of like signifies how now Ellie is gonna be his reason to live moving
Yeah.
forward.
We're starting to see a little bit more of that chemistry, that father and daughter chemistry between Ellie and Joe, which I really, really appreciate. I really like them together because they're kind of like opposites in a way, but
Yeah.
also super similar. So I really appreciated that. And yeah, just going back to the main story of the show, yeah, I really like how they handled it. I like how you see them evolve, how you see them grow. And I think at the end, it was just beautiful, like the way they died together. Like that was beautiful. And I totally get where Bill was coming from too, because obviously Bill's a survivalist. He got to a point where he was living for Frank. And then since Frank, like, he was gonna die, he's like, whatever, this is my life. And at the end of the day, they grew old together, which is beautiful. Like they were old already as it is. So it wasn't like they were like just killing each other like super young, what I'm saying? So it was just like, it was really touching. It was really beautiful. Just great writing. The show continues to be incredible with its writing. Again, I watched this episode before we made the last
Review of the episode 2.
and that's why, and because of this episode, that's why I started saying that it's gonna go down as one of the best TV shows of all time, and I think this just continues to prove it.
Nah, yeah, I'm excited for the upcoming episodes because it's gonna be like Joe and Ellie against the world.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see more scenes of them like fighting and like the infected together, and I'm super excited for Ellie to finally get a gun Because like
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know that, but Ellie be getting in her bag of like killing zombies and all that. And there was even like a little moment in the beginning of the episode that they're looking through the house, and then you see Ellie like stab an infected in the eye, and it's that kind of shows that she's fearless. She doesn't care. She's ruthless. My dad was telling me about Ellie's like even more ruthless than Joe sometimes, you know. So I'm very excited for that. This episode was great. They haven't had a bad episode so far, and I don't think they will moving forward. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to say.
Yeah, it's cool because like Ellie grew up and she was born into this world. So her not knowing like different things like airplanes, for example.
Oh, that's true. Like airplanes, the car, even
stuff like the car, like things like that is super cool, and it just keeps adding to the world building. I just want to make that little comment.
No, that's something. That's something that I just thought about it right now. Like Joe knows what the world was like before, but Ellie doesn't really know. So it's like two different perspectives on it. For Joe, it's like more like hard hitting than Ellie. Yeah,
and I also like how we every episode we find out more and more and more about how the whole thing happened, like the whole like outbreak or whatever. So that's also interesting. It's like a little. They usually start off.
Nah, I can't even lie. Now is when I understand how it actually happened.
Because they didn't explain that in the show.
The food. Well, like they probably did, but I have forgotten. But when they explained that, and Lewis made a point to me when I saw him last time that if you watch the first episode knowing how people got infected, you realize that little things happen that didn't.
They don't need like bread and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw that in film theory, I think.
Nah, yeah. So that's pretty interesting. That's like little details that make the show even better. And I would like to rewatch it like after we finish with more time and everything. So it seems like it's gonna be one of those shows that it gets better when you rewatch it.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Peace out.
Peace out.